the speakers, but we can hear it through the phone.
Perfect. Guys, so sorry about the delay. The Wi-Fi wasn't working in my other location, so I needed to move spots. How's everybody?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. Are you guys ready for Costa Rica?
Yes.
Woo! Perfect. How many, 1 second. Let me just put this here. How many people do we have inside of the meeting today?
Three students and 2 advisors.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to be, I'm already recording the session, so basically we'll be able to send this to the other ones who were unable to attend today.
Great.
And basically I want to go over the program with you guys, go over the itinerary, and most importantly, give you plenty of opportunity to ask as many questions as you have, okay, about anything regarding travel, Costa Rica in general, everything, okay? That sound good?
Great.
Perfect. Okay, guys, so I'm going to send you all these materials electronically, so you don't need to worry about taking too many notes or anything right now. And we'll go ahead and get started, all right? So, again, I'm going to send this orientation packet. My name's Christian Ollie. I'm the program director for Study Abroad Association. I will be down in Costa Rica when you're down there, so I look forward to meeting you guys. It's going to be an amazing trip. This program and Cahuita and Costa Rica in general, where we're going to be, is just fascinating. I guarantee you're going to leave with an incredible experience. So I look forward to meeting you guys and having the opportunity to show you an absolutely fantastic culture and country. So moving on, flight information, guys, very important, okay? Let me zoom in here so you can see this a little bit better. All right, so we want to make sure that we're arriving at the airport anywhere 2 to 3 hours before departure, okay? Especially right now with TSA being limited with a lot of employees, make sure you get there early, build in plenty of time so that way you don't have to rush if there's any kind of traffic issues, transportation issues. Just get there as soon as you can, relax at the airport. You're going to be able to take your tickets directly and go through security and all that together. And you can either meet at the gate or you can all meet at the American Airlines counter and go through with each other. I'll let you decide that internally. We're going to be waiting for you at the airport in San Jose, Costa Rica. So after you pass through customs control and after you grab your bags and then pass through customs, we'll be waiting for you outside the airport. We'll have a big sign that says, College Central Florida, Costa Rica, and then we'll pick you up. We'll get checked in, and we'll have a late night dinner for you guys upon arrival. Okay.
We're not going on American, or are we?
Avianca, excuse me, Avianca. Right here. Yeah, Avianca. So we'll be waiting for you directly outside of the airport, guys. Once you gather your things, and then the adventure will begin. Coming back, we have an early morning flight at 5:40 a.m. So that morning we'll have breakfast to go, and then we'll get you to the airport so that way you can get through check-in and everything like that, and have plenty of times before you head back home. Now, guys, I want to go over the packing recommendations here with you, suggestions. Okay, now remember these are only suggestions. However, we do have these for a reason. Okay, so if there's anything on here that you don't have, don't worry, don't stress about it. But these are things that would come in handy on your program. Okay, the weather in Costa Rica is quite similar to how it is in Florida. Tropical. But we're going to be there during the dry season, okay? So the sun is quite strong, so I would recommend that you do bring down sunscreen from home. The reason is because sunscreen in Costa Rica is going to be more expensive than you can purchase it for in Florida. Regards to clothing, Costa Rica is very casual, okay? So swim trunks, shorts, tank tops, these kind of things, all very normal, okay? You don't need to bring down anything too heavy because you'll definitely be hot. But you want to also look for things that are like quick dry, things that don't retain water too much. Even though it will be dry season, it still is quite humid, and your things will be less likely to get mildewy if they're quick dry, okay? So bring down adequate clothing for the trip. You guys have an 8-night program, so something for each day. You will have the opportunity to do laundry down there if you need to. It's next day service, so you drop it off and they have it ready for you the following day. Okay. Every day we're going to have the opportunity to go swimming in the Caribbean, go swimming in the ocean, and as well as we're visiting rivers and things like this. So you want to make sure you have plenty of swimsuits. It's important that you bring closed-toe shoes as well. You don't really need full-on hiking boots, but some type of either tennis shoes or hiking shoes that you don't mind getting muddy, that we can use whenever we're inside the national parks and whenever we're doing the service projects and things like that to protect your toes. Okay. Flip-flops for the beach and showers and things like this. Yeah. Water shoes, those little meshy watery shoes with the rubber soles on the bottom. They cost a couple bucks from like Academy, for example. Those are really great, especially on the river day, because some of the rocks can be a little bit slippery, or they can be uncomfortable on your feet. So like little meshy water shoes would be great for that day. Sorry, did somebody have a question?
Oh yeah, we had a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I have a question. I do have hiking boots and I do have water shoes. Are Chacos okay?
Chacos are perfect.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Chacos are perfect for the the river days and like general like around town and stuff like that. I would prefer that you wear something closed-toed when we go to the national park, just because there is a lot of wildlife and it's safer for you.
Okay, yes, I understand. Thank you.
Not a problem. Let's see here, guys. So bring a thin jacket, okay? Preferably water resistant, but bring a thin jacket because San Jose can be a little bit fresh in the evening, okay? On the Caribbean coast, you definitely don't need a jacket. But in San Jose in the evenings, it can get a little bit fresh. Also, if you do have, I would recommend bringing a long sleeve shirt and thin long pants for whenever we go do like the nocturnal wildlife hikes. You'll be able to protect yourselves from mosquitoes as well. We are on the Caribbean, so there are mosquitoes. However, you don't need to worry about malaria, for example, these kind of things. It's not an issue. It's not present. Again, like I said, quick dry towels. Everybody, things that can dry quickly will be good. You also need to bring a day pack. So other than your main luggage, your main bag or your main suitcase, you need to bring a small backpack, which would be your day pack, which you can take all of your day supplies with you out and around, okay? Also, a reusable water bottle. It's very important on our programs. We try to be sustainable as possible. And we're going to be providing drinking water to you every day. So we have 5-gallon jugs that you can fill up your water bottle, and you can use that day after day after day instead of having to buy big plastic water bottles and spending more money. We provide that for you. The drinking water in Costa Rica in general is safe to drink. The Caribbean side can be a little bit risky. Locals do drink the water. However, I wouldn't suggest that you do. It's better to drink the water that we provide, and you'll have unlimited access to that. Let's see here. Guys, a couple gallon Ziploc bags or quart-sized bags that you can use trip after trip after trip for the future. Just really great for keeping your electronics and things like that protected in case there's a sudden downpour while we're in the park or something like that, okay? Yeah, medication needs to be in the original bottles, okay? You need with your name on the bottle. I mentioned sunscreen earlier. Purchase it and bring it down from home. There's really great sunscreen that you can get as well that comes, it looks almost like a deodorant stick, and it doesn't count as a liquid, which is great. So you can bring as many of those as you want. It doesn't count as a liquid, which means that you're not limited to how much sunscreen you bring down, especially if you're carrying on your bag, okay? I suggest that you carry on your bag on the plane for the length of this trip. If that seems impossible, don't worry. You're not forced to. However, the good thing about carrying on your bag is it allows you to move through the airport quicker, and you always know where your luggage is. So That's my personal recommendation, is when you come down to Costa Rica to carry on your bag. And when you go back, check your bag on. You've got some souvenirs, gifts for family, friends. So check your bag back on, and if the bag's delayed for any reason, that's okay, because it's going to come to your house. But we don't want your bag to be delayed upon arrival in Costa Rica. Okay. Let's see here. Same electrical plugs in Costa Rica as in the States, so you don't need to worry about adapters or converters. Insect repellent, as I mentioned earlier, bring some insect repellent down with you. And guys, passports. You must have a passport to go to Costa Rica. Okay, so if you don't have that yet, get that as soon as possible. Now, when it comes to money, I prefer if you don't bring down large amounts of cash, because it's not smart practice when traveling in general. You can use U.S. money in Costa Rica. The exchange rate isn't the best, but it is decent. What I would suggest you do instead is to withdraw local Costa Rican colones from the ATM. Okay, and we're going to take you there on the first stop, and you can use your debit card from home, withdraw some spending money and get local colones, and then you'll be good to go. So that's what I recommend. Instead of bringing down a couple $100 in U.S. cash, I would suggest that you use local ATM, get colones, and maybe bring down $50 or something like that in U.S. cash, just as quick, emergency money or something. Okay. Travel checklist, guys. This is very important that you have all of this completed prior to travel. Okay. Passport, of course. Completed medical form, which many of you have already completed. If not all, I'll need to double check that again. But this stays private, confidential, only used in the case of an emergency, and it's destroyed after the trip. Okay. Let's see here. You need to make sure that you have a ride to and from the airport on your day of arrival. You can provide the emergency contact information, where we're going to be staying, hotel information, all that. Give that to your family members so they know where you are when you're there. Very important that you let the bank know that you're going to be out of the country during those dates, so that way they don't block your debit card when you use it at the ATM. And make sure that your bags, guys, are within the regulations of the airline. So you can go online, you can look up Avianca bag dimensions, sizes, and make sure that your bags are within those dimensions, so you don't have to pay something extra at the airport. Okay. Scroll down a little bit. So in San Jose, we'll be staying at the let me double check the name of the hotel. It was, Wendy, do you remember, did Alessio tell you, is it the Palm Inn that you're staying at?
No, Selena.
Oh, you're staying at Selena's? Perfect. Okay, Selena's is great as well. There's 3 hotels there that are all connected. And then in Cahuita, you'll be at Cahuita National Park Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, both places are great. Rooms are split up by twins. In the case that there's a odd number for females and males, sometimes the room will have a triple instead of a twin, just depending on the gender breakdown. But everybody has their own bed, of course, and you guys have your own private bathroom facilities and all that. So you'll like the places. Every place that we keep groups at, we stay there as well. We've been using them for years. You'll be in quality locations with good Wi-Fi and a nice international environment with travelers from all over the world. So give me a sec here. I want to go into the itinerary with you guys real quick. Give me a sec here. Switch pages. Yeah. 2019, Costa Rica. One sec, guys. Let's pull this up. Right. So one here. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So just to give you an idea of where we're going and everything, here on the map, you'll see the airport in San Jose. That's the Central Valley area. So it's right at the center of the country. And San Jose has around 2 million, 5 million in total in Costa Rica. And we're going to take a beautiful 4-hour bus drive right here to Cahuita on the Caribbean coast. Cahuita is very special because it has some of the most biodiversity in Costa Rica in regards to the national park. It's a mixture of many different cultures, from Afro-Caribbean to the Bribri indigenous community, as well as, classic Ticos, Costa Ricans with mestizo backgrounds and roots. So it's very, very beautiful there. Most of the people speak English as well, but Spanish is the primary language. And the Caribbean coast is really great because it's less developed than the Pacific coast, where the majority of the resorts are. And so it really allows an authentic and more natural experience. This photo here on the right, this is the aerial view of Cahuita with a drone. And as you can see, the town is very small, but it's very, very special. It's a little piece of paradise. And you guys are going to be staying right here on the left side. I'm not sure if you can see the hotel here from the top where my arrow is, but this is where we'll be staying. So you are literally about 20 yards from the entrance of the national park, and less than a 30-second walk to the beach. It's really, really special place. Local inhabitants, there's about around 900 locals that live in Cahuita. And then there's quite a few visitors. This is the elementary school right here that you can see right here on the right. This is where we'll be doing a lot of our work, service work during the trip. We do a lot of work with the elementary school. They're very, very grateful for the presence of groups coming and visiting and engaging with them. So a few of the current projects that we're going to be working on throughout the program are actual projects within the national park. Cahuita National Park is the only national park in Costa Rica that's based solely on donations, which makes us very unique. We have the opportunity to do some volunteer work inside the park. So we'll be doing things like trail maintenance. We'll be doing things like any type of beach trash cleanup. We'll be painting signs for the national park, like many different projects. Our main focus when we're doing community work is to engage directly with the community and find out directly from them what they need and what they think what's appropriate and what the learning outcome is from these projects. And so the most important things in Cahuita are by far the national park and the elementary and middle school, primary schools, because that's the youth, that's the education. So we try to do as many projects with them as possible. In regards to the elementary school, we do many different things from lessons, English language lessons, to fruit tree planting, to assistance painting murals and things like this around the school, engaging directly with the students and having kind of like American summer camp style experience and cultural sharing. It's every day there'll be different projects that we do inside of the school, and we also like to find out what your passion is. So let's say that maybe you're a dancer or you're a vocalist or you love sports. Okay, whatever your passion might be, we like to get the group together and get creative and come up with ideas of things that we can do with the local school kids to allow them to have a great time as well as to learn from them. There's a photo of us. This is me here with one of the local administrators. But this is a group also from Florida, but from Pensacola State College. And so they just finished working in the school's orchard. So a lot of the fruit and vegetables that are being grown are actually being incorporated into the school lunches, which is really great. So there's a lot of fun work to do. There's many, many things. We like to get creative and brainstorm with you guys. So we'll definitely come up with more and more ideas as the days go by. But I promise you one thing: you'll definitely be you'll be busy, you'll be engaged, but you'll also be having a lot of fun. This is a paint one of the groups doing local painting projects. So any type of buildings around town, at the bus station, at the elementary school, things like this that are not really in good condition, we'll give a facelift to. And we like to, incorporate educational messages about sustainability, positivity, self-awareness, and, one, love and compassion for others, right? So all these things that the kids really engage with, and they love it. So, and you get to leave a little piece with Costa Rica. Moving on, we have the community fruit tree planting projects around town. So we work with locals to plant native fruit trees all around the town, which later there's just abundance of fruit that again goes back to the school and things like this. We're putting on a surf camp for the local youth kids that you guys will be directly engaging with as well. So you're going to get to learn how to surf, but you're also going to work with the local surf instructors and guides to put on a summer camp type of experience for the local youth who don't have enough money to partake and participate in surfing as some of the other children do. So it's really, really great way to engage. Like I mentioned, guys, if you're into the arts, if you're into music, if you're into dance, if you're into sports, or if you don't do any of that, but you just like to read and speak and hang out and play, then we'll make sure that everyone finds the perfect fit and students to team up with during this experience. Okay. So we can run through the itinerary real quick, but basically every day is a mixture of culture, nature and environment, as well as service projects. Okay. So as I mentioned, Saturday, we're going to pick you up at the airport, and we've already arranged dinner for you that evening since we have a later arrival. The San Jose walking tour that takes place on Saturday is actually going to take place on the following Saturday. You won't miss anything. We're going to show you all the highlights when we get back to San Jose after whitewater rafting, and you'll get to go to the local Central Market. We'll take you to the local artisan market, so you can buy handcrafts and things like that, all the souvenirs you can imagine for much cheaper. But that first night, we'll all get together. You'll meet your fellow travelers. You'll meet the local guides. We get you checked in, relax, refresh, have a nice dinner. And then the following day, we're going to wake up, have breakfast. Every day we'll have breakfast in the morning, and we'll have a day briefing. And we'll talk about what we're going to do this day, what supplies you need, etc. Okay? And then we're going to go to the Caribbean coast. Now, it's a 4-hour drive, but it's absolutely scenic. And we're going to take lots of breaks for use the restroom, grab a coffee, grab any snacks, drinks, whatever you might need. And we break it up, and it's really, really beautiful experience. This afternoon, once we arrive on the Caribbean, we'll get checked into the hotel, the National Park Hotel. We'll have a Coweta welcome lunch. And then that afternoon is going to be the surf camp with the local kids. So we're going to go, and Sunday's the perfect time to do it because that's when most of the families are together. So everybody's going to meet on Black Beach, Playa Negra, and you're going to have the perfect introduction to Coweta. You're going to get to meet all the local kids that you'll be seeing throughout the week at the elementary school. You'll get to meet all of our team. You'll get to meet their parents, and it's just a really welcoming experience to the community that you're going to be spending a week with. So they're very excited for that. And then that evening, we'll have traditional Caribbean cooking lessons. So you'll learn some local tricks and how to make delicious Caribbean-style Costa Rican food. The following day, like every day, breakfast day briefing in the morning, and then we're going to go to the national park for wildlife tour. So you're going to see all types of wildlife. You'll see sloths, you'll see toucans, you'll see snakes, you'll see all different types of wildlife. Safe, but fascinating as well. You learn about the local flora and fauna. You learn how you can use your environment around you for different things, from medicine to later when we were with the Brie, you'll learn how you can even use it for clothing and all the different medicinal values of the local plants that they have with them. So you're just walking through a pharmacy there. We'll do some national park service projects after our walking tour, and then in the afternoon, we'll be after lunch. We'll go to the local elementary school for our projects at the elementary school. In the evening, we like to have fun, so we'll do get the whole group together, and there'll be optional dancing lessons and things like this, local dance, salsa, reggaeton, this kind of stuff. The following day, we breakfast debriefing and then surfing lessons in the morning. Coweta is great for surfing lessons because it's extremely safe. The water is not too deep. It goes about up to your waist or your abdomen area, and it's the perfect place if you have never surfed before, or even if you're all the way up to an intermediate. We will make sure that you get up on that surfboard at least once during that experience. In the afternoon, after lunch, we'll work with local elementary school again. We'll work on the community recycling center, and then you guys will have a group dinner that night. And then that night, we'll take you for a nocturnal wildlife hike, where you're going to get to see all different types of animals that you didn't see during the day because they were sleeping. Following day, guys, we're going to be going to Bribri. So the Bribri indigenous community is the we could say one of the largest / best preserved in regards to traditions and culture in the entire country. The reason for that is the southern Caribbean area of Costa Rica. They have the Talamanca Mountains. And when the Spaniards arrived in the late 1400s, 1500s, when they arrived in Costa Rica area, the early 1500s, a lot of the Bribri and other indigenous groups of the area were able to go in retreat basically into the Talamanca Mountains, and this allowed them to sustain their culture for much longer in comparison to a lot of the other native groups. So therefore, since they preserved their culture so well, they still have a lot of tradition that's been passed down over thousands of years that they can share with you, which is fascinating. So we're going to learn how they use the environment to produce natural dyes, for painting their clothes, natural makeups, cosmetics, how they use different plants for arthritis or any different type of medical issue you might have. They have a cure for it with the local plants that they boil, and then they make infusions. You're also going to learn how to make the sacred drink of cacao, chocolate. So hot chocolate. They've been doing this for thousands of years, and you'll get to see the entire process from beginning to end, as well as participate in making the chocolate. And yes, you get to eat everything that you make. So it's really delicious. It's dark chocolate. It's actually very good for you. Everything within reason. If you don't have overconsume too much, but it's really, really good, and it's an incredible experience. We'll have a traditional meal with the Bribri, and then we'll go back to Coweta in the afternoon, where we'll have our service projects at the elementary school. Every evening, we like to get the group together during group dinner and kind of have a reflection of the day. What did you learn? What was interesting? These kind of things you can share about your experiences. The following morning, we're going to have Coweta National Park coral reef snorkeling. The Coweta National Park is on land as well as at sea, and it's the largest coral reef in Costa Rica. It's actually doing quite well in comparison to other reefs around the area. There are some areas that are bleached out due to the water temperatures being warmer than in the past. However, there still is a large amount of diversity and marine life present in the area. So I'm confident you'll see some interesting wildlife. In the afternoon that day, we're doing local projects around the community. So we're doing painting murals and things like that with local artists, making signs for the local farmers market, different types of things like this. I mentioned earlier the Caribbean Culture Center, where we learn about making natural cosmetics, medicinal plants, and jewelry, artisanal jewelry from natural products. So everything they try to do there, they try to keep it very, very natural. Okay. The following day, we're going to be doing Trash Heroes, so beach cleanup around the city, and in the afternoon, we'll be at the elementary school again, engaging like we have throughout the previous part of the week. And this is the last day with the students on Friday. So we'll have a big gathering. We call it kind of, English's fun day. And the students all get together. We play games, we have dance, etc., face painting, things like this. And then, yeah, you'll say bye to your friends that you made throughout the week from the school. And that evening we'll have group dinner and our Caribbean farewell party. The following day is quite exciting because moving back from San Jose, instead of just having the same 4-hour drive like we had coming down, we like to break it up. So we drive for 2 hours and then we go whitewater rafting for 3 hours on the incredible Rio Pacuare. Now, Rio Pacuare was voted by National Geographic in the top 5 rivers on the entire planet for whitewater rafting because of scenic beauty and continual rapids. Very safe, professional. You'll have an incredible experience on Rio Pacuare. It's just absolutely gorgeous. We'll go back to San Jose. We'll take you on the walking tour around San Jose. We'll take you to the local crafts market. We'll make sure that you have plenty of gifts and souvenirs to take home with you. And then we'll have our final farewell dinner and program closing. And you guys will be able to hang out that night and, share photos, everything, memories from the whole trip. And the next morning, we'll take you to the airport in the morning. And you'll be headed back to Orlando. So that is the trip, the experience, and I would love to hear from you guys now and answer any questions that you might have.
I have a few.
Go for it.
If you suggest bringing like granola bars in your check-in, will it allow you to bring that in?
Yep, that's fine. The only thing that you can't bring in would be like fruit, produce, things like this. But any kind of like already prepackaged granola bars or things like that, you can most certainly bring in. There is a convenience store directly next to the hotel where we're staying. So don't feel like you're going to be stranded and not be able to get additional snacks and things like this while you're there. We will have a convenience store with normal prices right next door.
All right. And then how much money should we have? Like once you go to the ATM, like how much?
Yeah, so like when you go to the ATM and like you get some cash from the ATM, I've had travelers that have literally spent maybe less than $100 on the program, and they were able to do everything that they wanted to do. You have other travelers who are buying a lot of souvenirs. They're just they're doing a lot of extra activities or things like this, and they might end up spending a few $100s. So to give you idea of like average meal prices, if you're eating local food, it'll be about $5, $6 for like a local meal. If you are going to like pizza places, Italian places, things like this, then you could expect to maybe pay $10 for meal. But anywhere between 5 and 10 for additional meals that you want to have. But yeah, like I said, anywhere between $100 and a couple $100 would be more than fine.
All right. And then my last question: what level rapids is the whitewater rafting? Like, are we talking like 4 and 5 level, or like 2 and 3 level?
Yeah, 2, 3. There might be 1, 4, but since this is the dry season, there's not quite, the water's not as wild as it would be during the wet season. But 2, 3, 4, nothing too extreme.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome.
And then we had a question about, is there going to be dry bags provided? Should they bring dry bags or whitewater rafting?
Oh, yeah. So basically when we're whitewater rafting, everybody will have their own locker. And so you leave all of your valuables and things like that in the locker. It's all secure with camera, and it's locked. The companies take professional photos of you as you're going down the river, and we can buy like one CD and we can share it all with each other. But basically, you want to leave any other valuables on the in the lockers instead of bringing that with you. So the rafting instructors, they do have dry bags, but yeah, you shouldn't need it if you left your valuables back in the locker.
How about beach days?
On beach days?
You know, surfing and snorkeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I would suggest to do is on like snorkeling day and beach days is to utilize those gallon Ziploc baggies. Or if you want to get your own dry bag, just hop on Amazon. They have a lot of affordable dry bags that are, you know, anywhere from $10 to $20 that you can get and bring down with you. But again, when it comes down to it, I would suggest leaving your valuables in the hotel, or if you want to bring your camera, your waterproof camera or something like that on the boat with you, that's fine, right? But you know, if you have a $500 cell phone or something like that, I would think twice about bringing it on the boat for, you know, when we're going snorkeling and things like this. You know, the last thing we want to do is to basically, when you think about what you're bringing down to Costa Rica, I want you to think, okay, if this gets damaged or ruined in any way, would that ruin my trip? Yeah, and if the answer is yes, then I would like you to think about not bringing it down and looking at alternatives. Hello?
She's referring to her note.
Yeah, I wrote down notes on what I asked. What is the currency amount, like compared to US dollars?
Yeah, so the easy way to remember is like $1 is around 500 colones,
Oh, okay.
right? But a coconut costs, you know, anywhere between 500 and 1,000 colones, right? So you might be thinking, wow, I got 20,000, you know, I'm super rich, but you know, in reality, that's like $40, you know.
Any other questions? Kimberly, do you have any other questions? I think that's great. And then you're going to send me the link to the video and to others. That's wonderful.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll send you guys the link to this as well as your orientation packet, and we'll be good to go. And if you have any questions at all, guys, in the meantime, don't hesitate, and we'll make sure that you're informed of everything. And again, I can't wait to meet all of you. We're going to have an incredible week together, and it's around the corner, so I hope you're excited.
Thank you very much.
Hey, you're very welcome. Have a lovely day, everybody. And again, I'm sorry that I was late.
No problem.
You're good.
Okay, talk to you soon. Have a lovely day, everyone.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. How to turn that off?
Yeah.
Now, normally.